All right, so we got a really interesting one sent in this time.
Yeah.
Someone sent us a short text.
Hmm?
It's called "The Only People Who Get Lucky Are the Ones Who Work for It."
Catchy.
And I thought that would be really fun to kind of unpack
Mhm.
in this deep dive and see what we can learn
It's a good one.
about luck and success and,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah, that title, I mean, right off the bat,
Yeah.
makes you think a little bit. Like,
Mm.
wait a minute, are they saying
Yeah.
luck isn't really luck?
Yeah.
It's something you earn.
Exactly. Yeah. What was your first reaction to that when you first saw it?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
how can you earn luck?
Right.
It's like, is it really luck then?
Exactly.
If you can, go out and get it
Right.
somehow.
Yeah, because it seems like those two things are
Right.
totally opposite.
Yeah.
But the text actually goes on to say,
Okay.
it says, success isn't luck, it's persistence.
Interesting.
And I thought that was a really interesting kind of follow-up. Yeah.
To that title.
No kidding.
Because what do you think about that statement?
Well, I think it's interesting because
Mhm.
it's just so direct. You know?
Yeah.
It's not mincing words.
Yeah.
It's just saying straight up success
Yeah.
has nothing to do with luck.
Yeah.
It's all about persistence.
And persistence. I mean,
Yeah.
what does that even mean?
I think that's really the key word here.
Okay.
I mean, it's not just hard work, you
Right.
know? Like
Right.
anybody can work hard for a little bit and then give up when it gets tough.
Right.
Persistence is about
Yeah.
sticking with it
Yeah.
no matter what.
Through the challenges and the setbacks and everything.
Exactly. And I think that's where the connection with luck maybe starts to come in.
Okay. How so?
Well, the text goes on to say, keep showing up and opportunities will come.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And that, I think, is really the heart of what they're trying to get at.
Yeah.
It's not saying that you can magically make yourself lucky.
But what it is saying is that if you're consistently putting yourself out there,
Yeah.
if you're showing up,
Yeah.
even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it,
Mm-hmm.
you're so much more likely to be in the right place at the right time
Yeah.
when those opportunities do come along.
So it's almost like
Yeah.
what we think of as luck is really just
Yeah.
being prepared for those opportunities.
Like if they pop up.
Yeah, being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
But you're only going to be there
Yeah.
if you've been putting in the work.
Right. If you're showing up all the time.
Yeah, like think about it this way.
Okay.
The more you do something, the more you're involved in a particular field,
Mm-hmm.
the more people you meet, the more connections you make,
Yeah.
the more you learn and grow and develop your skills.
Yeah.
All of that increases the chances that
Mm.
something good is going to happen.
Right. So it's like you're
Yeah.
expanding the surface area
Exactly.
for those lucky breaks to land. Yeah. And it's not so much about like a bolt of lightning from the sky.
Right.
It's more like you're building this foundation.
Yeah.
And eventually something's going to stick.
Right.
And we might call that luck,
Yeah.
but really there's all the work that led up to it.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I'm starting to get the bigger picture here.
Good.
So it's not that these lucky moments don't exist.
Right.
It's that they're not just random.
Exactly.
They're actually the result of
Yeah.
all the effort that we put in.
All the hard work,
Yeah.
the persistence, the showing up.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And I think that's a really empowering message.
Yeah, why is that?
Because it means we're not just sitting around waiting for good things to happen.
Right.
We actually have some control
Yeah.
over our own destiny
Right.
by working towards our goals.
So it's not just about hoping to get lucky.
Yeah.
It's about creating the conditions
Right.
for so-called luck to happen.
Exactly.
I like that.
Good.
Okay, so to kind of sum up everything we've talked about
Yeah.
in this deep dive today, the main idea here is that consistent effort
Right.
and persistence are the foundation
Yeah.
for what we often call luck.
And ultimately success.
Exactly. And I think that's a really valuable takeaway
Yeah.
because it kind of shifts our perspective
Mhm.
and maybe makes us realize that
Yeah.
we have more power to create our own luck
Exactly.
than we might think.
I think that's a great point to end on.
Yeah.
And maybe a good question for our listeners to think about
Okay.
is, can you think of a time in your own life when something really lucky happened?
Yeah.
And now looking back on it,
Yeah.
can you see any of the work that you put in that maybe led to that opportunity?
Yeah. Was it really as random as it seemed at the time?
Right.
Or was your own persistence a part of it?
Exactly. Food for thought.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.